Welcome to my channel. I'm Gwendolyn Halle, a seasoned and certified medical microbiologist, and I'm popularly known as the medical professional with the difference because I bring you knowledge like no other to the comfort of your living room, to your doorstep. Today we are going to be talking about things not to do before sex. But before we dive into that, if you're a returning subscriber, this is me saying thank you for your love, your encouragement, your critique. I will not have made it this far without you. And if you just stumbled on this channel, this is me saying thank you, and also to encourage you to subscribe, like and share to increase the visibility of this channel so others could be empowered. Let's roll in. Come back. Like I said earlier, we'll be talking on things not to do before sex. In fact, 10 things you shouldn't do before sex. And number one is shaving your private area before sex. I know a lot of people will be like, okay, but the reason why I'm shaving is because I want to feel confident. I want to appear neat. I want to feel okay. I don't want my pubic hairs to be going into my partner's private part. I don't want it to cause friction or give an unpleasant feeling. Yes, you're correct. But if you have to shave or wax, do it 2-3 days prior to having sexual intercourse. And these are the reasons. When you shave just a day or a few minutes before sex, you may cause micro openings. The shaving or the waxing may cause micro openings on your skin, and that will expose you to a lot of sexually transmitted diseases that you could get through saliva, you could get through seminal fluid, or through your partner's ejaculate. In fact, or if also your partner has a micro opening around their private area. Remember, if you are not using a condom, you are even more exposed. And even sometimes when you are using a condom, you are still exposed to a lot of, infections. So when you have a micro opening or a cut, or a wound due to shaving or waxing, it takes some time to close up. In fact, it takes some time for the antibodies to act and then start to close up that area. So you're really exposed to a lot. Trust me. Bacterial, viral infections, if it may be hepatitis, it may be herpes, it may be what? Human papilloma virus. You have the herpes virus, you have the human papilloma virus that you could get, and a lot more. So please don't take it lightly. This is something you should really look in. Number two, eating heavily before sex. Eating heavily before sex makes you sluggish, and most times you are fatigued. And if you are somebody who actually has sex in a lot of positions, you may actually feel uncomfortable during sex with your spouse. In fact, the food and the sex will be so uncomfortable that you may feel like throwing up. So it's very important that before sexual intercourse, you should eat lightly and mostly an energy food. For example, oats, something that will give you more energy, because sex itself is an exercise. Don't eat too heavy because you won't enjoy it anyway, because your body will not be connected to the sexual activity. Your mind will not be connected. You wouldn't want to take time to please your partner because you will be sluggish and tired. You feel sluggish and tired inside. So eat lightly. The second is taking medication. There are some medications that you may be taking that you are aware that causes fatigue and drowsiness, and also vaginal dryness for ladies. It will be good that you don't take this medication before having sex. If you're having vaginal dryness, you can buy a lubricant. But if you know that medication, like especially antihistamines, there are a lot of drugs on the market that make you tired, cause fatigue, make you to fall asleep, give you mood swings. It is good you don't take it before sex. You take it after sex. And if you have been prescribed a drug and you are not aware that those are the side effects, I think next time you should correct it. Next time, maybe you shouldn't take it again because there are sometimes you prescribed a new drug and you're not aware that these are the side effects. So if you're aware that these are the side effects, when next you're having sex with your spouse, don't take it. The fourth point is douching before sex. I've done a video on douching. A lot of people think that when you douche, you actually wash your vagina, you actually clean away all the dead cells, all the old blood, all the old mucus in it. There's a lot of marketing nonsense out there telling women to douche themselves. Look, the vagina, like the ear, are self-cleansing. They clean themselves by themselves. And even if you're having a funny discharge, it is for you to go to the clinic. You may be having bacterial vaginosis, or you may be having thrush or trichomonas, and these are things that need to be treated with an antibiotic or with the medication that the doctor is going to prescribe for you. But douching is not going to take away that. Douching will instead cause you to have vaginal dryness. In fact, you won't be able to secrete seminal fluid. The seminal fluid in a woman is responsible for lubricating, for making sex easy. Remember we did this. The Bartholin glands are responsible for secreting that seminal fluid. So even when the Bartholin gland secretes it, because you have changed that pH of the vagina, that pH, the seminal fluid will not be enough to be able to make sex enjoyable. In fact, you'll be struggling, the penis will be struggling to go in and out of the woman or the woman's vagina during sex. So this is something that you need to look into. Do not douche. In fact, whether it's before sex or after sex, don't douche. Vaginal dryness, when you start having vaginal dryness, in a long run, you will have tears during sex and bleed during sex, which is another issue. The next is drinking excessive alcohol before sex. Now, I know a lot of people will say that alcohol helps to get me in the mood, but trust me, alcohol can actually reduce your chances of having an orgasm. In fact, it could actually reduce your pleasure because your mind is not connected. In fact, communication between you and your spouse is really reduced, and especially if the woman doesn't come easily. The next point is doing intensive exercises. Exercise is good, it makes you more flexible when it comes to sexual activities. It makes you more alert. It like reboots your system. It helps you with your pelvic muscles, depending on the kind of sports you're doing. If you're doing a lot of squats or swimming, or even aerobic exercises, this will help with your heart health, which is also good because you will also need a healthy heart, a flexible body, a rebooted system to be able to enjoy sex. But when you go into intensive exercises will cause a lot of fatigue, will cause your muscles to be fatigued. And remember, sex itself is an exercise. So when your body is tired, when your muscles are tired and they haven't recovered from that intensive exercise, what happens is sex to you wouldn't be fun, wouldn't be pleasurable. In fact, you may just be doing it because your partner wants it. In fact, because you will feel broken. When you do a lot of intensive exercises, your body will push you to go to rest so that it can reboot itself. That's what happens when you do intensive exercise. Whoever it is must sleep. So while you'll be having sex, your brain is tired, your body, your muscles are tired, and sex wouldn't be pleasurable. So keep intensive exercises out. But you can do light exercises to increase flexibility, to work on your pelvic muscles, and this for both male and female, to reboot your system, to make you more alert. Exercising is good, but don't do it in excess. The next thing that you shouldn't do before sex is if you are not with your partner, that means your spouse. If you're not having sex with your spouse, or if you're not thinking of getting pregnant, or if you're not looking to get pregnant, please don't go into sexual intercourse without a condom or an emergency contraceptive pill nearby. If you're going to be involved in kissing, In oral sex, trust me, there will be a lot of transfer of microorganisms. For example, thrush, you can get oral syphilis, you can get oral gonorrhea, you can get herpes, you can get the human papilloma virus in your mouth from oral sex, and a lot more. You can get candida even from kissing someone. So these are things that you need to look into. Don't just go about having sexual intercourse with people, even if it's your spouse. After 1 year, go out, go back to the clinic and do another routine check on both of you, so that you both are sure of your sexual health. Because trust me, we are exposed to a lot of things every day. So this is just to help you maintain your health. The thing you shouldn't do before having sex is brushing your mouth. I know you'll be thinking like, Gwen, what if I've had garlics? What if I've had onions? The thing is, when you brush your mouth before having sex, like a few minutes or a few hours before having sex, that brushing could create micro openings, micro cuts in your mouth, in the gum of your mouth, on your tongue. And that exposes you to a lot of infections. Bear in mind that if you're going to be involved in kissing, in oral sex, you are exposed to a lot. So what I would advise you, instead of brushing your mouth or your tongue before sex, you get an antiseptic mouthwash and use this. This is going to help you so much. It's going to help you, to be able to reduce the number of microorganisms, the microbial load in your mouth. Trust me, it's going to help you. But don't do any form of brushing. The next is, don't eat a lot of spicy food before sex. And why is this? Because you will get bloated. And sometimes when you burp, that spiciness, or when you have an acid reflux, that spicy food that you had would come up. And sometimes if you're having oral sex or you're kissing that person, your spouse, they could get that spicy taste. But this time it will be a little bit awful in their mouth or in their breath. So think about it. Think about it. Spicy food is a no, no, no. And then the last point is drinking laxatives before sex. Laxatives could come in different forms. Laxatives could be in tablets, laxatives are in teas, or in solutions. Whatever laxative you're taking. A laxative is actually a medication or a herbal treatment that is taken to actually flush your colon, your stomach, your intestine, of any food that has accumulated that is causing you not to go to the toilet or is causing constipation. So a lot of people take laxatives, to actually increase their bowel movement. And it really, really works. And it's really, really good to take laxatives when you feel bloated, when you're uncomfortable, because trust me, when you have a reduced bowel movement, when you feel constipated, it affects your mood. It makes you feel ill. And some people, they feel malaise or they get a temperature. So it's very important that your bowel movement is at its standard rate. Very important. But what I'm going to advise you, 6 hours, or let me say 4 to 6 hours before having sex, don't take laxative. This is the thing. Depending on whichever position that you're using to have sex, these laxatives may actually cause you to embarrass yourself, especially if you're taking laxative like Senaports, that contains Senaports, something that really, really increases bowel movement, and flushes you out, empties you out, that wouldn't be good. I'm not talking about detox drinks, like taking your lemon and cayenne pepper, and some honey in water. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about laxatives. Make sure that before you're having sex, you should actually monitor. You should actually be careful when you're taking your laxative, especially if it's a prescribed laxative. You should take it more than 6 hours before, so that you could go to the toilet before having sex, because you wouldn't want to embarrass yourself while you're having sex with your spouse. So thank you very much for joining me in today's class. I'm so grateful for your patience, for your questions, and for your love, your compliments, and also your comments, both negative and positive. I am So grateful because it has brought me to this point in my life. God bless you. Till next time, I remain your seasoned medical professional, Gwendolyn Halle. Bye-bye.